Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Music Theory Mondays. Today we are expanding on last week's episode using the whole tone scale. We're actually going to take a look at a jazz standard that uses the whole tone scale. And I asked at the end of the lesson if anybody had any guesses as to what this is. Stevie Wonder wrote the song "You Are the Sunshine of My Life," and in the very first 4 measures of the tune, we have a demonstration of not only the dominant sharp 5 chord, but also the whole tone scale in action, okay? Now, I'm going to be analyzing part of the song in addition to the sharp 5 part, but we'll put this up on screen. We're dealing with a G7 sharp 5, which is G, B, D sharp, and F, all right? And then they are going... with the whole tone scale, we're going all right. So you're getting the mixture of the whole tone scale with the dominant sharp 5 right there on screen. It's a very cool use of this, as the G7 is the 5 chord of C, and we're in the key of C for the song for the most part. It's a beautiful little phrase utilizing that whole tone scale. And from there, we are going to veer off into a pretty standard progression. I want to go through this as quick as possible. The notes are up on screen. We're dealing with a C chord as the 1 chord. Then we're jumping to a G chord, which is the 5. Then we're throwing in an E minor 7, which is the 3. And then we're throwing in an A7, which does not belong to the key of C, as you probably know, but it is a dominant chord. So anytime you see a dominant chord, you got to think it's the 5 of what key. If you start on A and count back 5, you land on D. So we're looking at the dominant chord of D minor, and of course the next chord is D minor, which then leads to G7. So the A7 is the 5 of 2. The D minor 7 is the 2 chord in C, and the A7 is the 5. It's a secondary dominant chord. It's resolving itself to the D minor, right? It resolves very nicely. There's your A7 to your D minor. It's a temporary 5-1, but the D minor is the 2 in C, so it's a 5 of 2, all right? That brings us to the G7, which is the 5 in C, and then back home to the 1 chord on C. There's one other section I want to go over. Down a few lines, we start this new section on an A major 7 chord, all right? We're going to presume that's the 1 chord in A major. That brings us into the D minor 7, or I'm sorry, the B minor 7. That is the 2 chord in the key of A major. And then we're going to throw in an E7, which is the 5, okay? So we've done what I would consider to be a direct modulation in the key of A major from the original key of C major. Now, what would possess somebody to go from C major to A major, right? Because C major has no sharps or flats and A major has 3. So what is the deciding factor? What would make somebody do that? Well, everything can usually be traced back to something, right? The key of C major and the key of A minor are relative minors, or relative keys rather, which means that they both share the same notes. And then if you're staying on the A minor and the A major are parallels because they both start on A. So you could say that "You Are the Sunshine of My Life" by Stevie Wonder starts out in the key of C major and then modulates to the key of A major. And the best reasoning behind that is that A major is the parallel major of the relative minor of C. Whew, that's an exhausting brain riddle right there, guys. I'm going to say it one more time for you, okay? The link between A major and A minor is that they're parallel. So A major is the parallel major, and then the A minor and the C major are relative. So the A major is the parallel major of the relative minor of the original key of C. All right, I hope that made sense. That's as far as I'm going to go with this one, guys. You got your little whole tone example at the beginning. You got a little modulation toward the end. The rest of it's the usual, right? So, as always, thank you guys for watching. Please like, please subscribe, please leave a comment, please engage, and as always, thank you for watching.